Good evening, ladies and gents, hope you're all well. Though the church is closed, the interior is filmed earlier. I thought I'd come back and give you some nighttime shots of this one and a little bit something special once this bus is gone. The Church of St Dunstan's in the west, founded between the year 980 and 1070, the original church. It was one of London's oldest churches. That church only survived the Great Fire by the skin of its teeth because the forward-thinking Dean of Westminster woke up the boys of Westminster School, lots of them, and they came running with buckets of water and put the fire out and kept dousing with water, so the church was saved. Sadly, that church, which was saved from the fire, come the Georgian era, had fallen into such a state of disrepair that it was falling down, and they were no respecters of history if it wasn't what they liked, like Gothic or something like that. So it was pulled down and replaced with this in 1831. And next to it there is St Dunstan's parochial school. Here you've got, being Fleet Street, you've got newspaper offices, the Sunday Post, the People's Friend, People's Journal, Dundee Courier. But we're going to be crossing over the road in a sec for something rather nice. Note that clock up there with its allegorical figures of, with its looks, clubs. Over we go. And we should hear it strike soon. While we're waiting for that, I will show you London's oldest statue, only original statue of Queen Elizabeth I. This statue dates from the 1580s and it's the only statue of the Queen from her time to still be in London. This is St Dunstan's parochial school, or was St Dunstan's parochial school. Though the church is closed, there is something going on inside, so you get a nice nighttime view of its window lit up. Northcliffe, MDCCC LXV MCMXXII. I don't know why they just can't put dates and years. It would make things so much more convenient. Well, we're getting some exterior views of the church. There is more to our exterior shots after this is chimed as well. May have to wait a minute or two, so just bear with me. Paused you for a minute because I don't want to just be standing here, you pointing up for too long. But we should be chiming soon. Some say that this church may have been founded by St Dunstan himself, or by a priest that knew St Dunstan, because it's one of London's oldest foundations of a church, this was. This clock was here many years before this one was set back up, and then it was removed, much to the chagrin of locals and Londoners, and here we are, it's back. And we will be chiming soon. Gog and Magog are the allegorical figures. and that's what we were hanging around for. That's that bit. And as I say, there is more to our little tour. We come round to the front of the church. It's a beautiful old one with some really nice architectural details. Carvings on the door are particularly these two are very good. Yep. This is one of London's old drinking fountains, the gift of James Duke, Baronet, MP, or Baron, MP, Alderman of this ward. Age before mains water and taps and stuff inside, these were handy little things, unless they poisoned you, of course. But we walk round this side. I'll be this way a minute. We go this way, round the side, just round here. Clifford's Inn Passage, and this building isn't a church, it is one of the buildings that went up in the 1830s. But look, these are original to the building, and these were put here to stop men from pissing against the wall, because if you piss against these, you will soak your trousers and shoes in piss. So that's what they originally were there for. But we go round this way. Clifford's Inn Walk through Clifford's Inn Gate. Which is quite an old structure, really, buried in amongst all this lot. And here we see the back of the church. It's an octagonal one, so it's a weird layout, if that makes sense. Some history. 1782, PWM, Rector 1782, PRG 1682, PRG 1682. And we go through Clifford's Inn Gate. This is its gatehouse. And why I bring you round the back here are for these views of the back of the church. If I put you up against these railings and zoom you in, you get its stained glass windows all lit up, which is very nice. That's was its old vicarage. Whether it still is or not, I do not know. But yeah, Clifford's Inn Gate looking right out onto Fleet Street. Church of St Dunstan's in the west. King's College down there. University College London, sorry. College of London or whatever it is, I can't think of the name of it for the moment. But yeah, you will join me back round the front earlier in the day for our tour of this lovely church. So join me back round there, and in we shall go. Shall we go in then? Do not think that you'll be disappointed in this one. Foundation stone of this church was laid on the... oh, it's all in Latin. How annoying. There's this bell that goes up into the belfry. St Dunstan's in the west. Benefactors. Rectors and vicars, this one. Sorry about that, there's just a couple of people coming out. We are in the new year, of course. January the 4th. But the Christmas decorations are still up. Obviously the traditional element of it, they won't come down until the 6th. For the more traditional and superstitious among us. St Dunstan's in the West history. St Dunstan's in the West has a long and illustrious history. Visitors are often struck by how St Dunstan's differs in appearance and style to other Anglican churches. The church looks traditionally neo-Gothic on the outside, yet is octagonal inside. Pause to read any of this. You shan't be disappointed with this church. It is a beauty, it really is. This is baptistry with its font. The font lid for this one isn't weighted, so it must weigh a ton and probably take several people to lift off. Photos of memorials, of course, now feature in a separate thing. Edward James Oriel. This is one of the ones that I will feature, obviously, because it's so finely carved. And this is carved from, say, life, because when he died, this is basically what he looked like, unfortunately. He looks peaceful enough, bless him. A young man. Well, it's a hard heart that says that's not beautiful. Just going to pause you a minute while I undo my jacket because it's raging hot in here. It's like a raging fiery furnace in here. And you see it's beautiful wooden pews. They have doors as well that you can magnet clipped nowadays. Oh no, they're not. Look. I hope if it was me doing that just opened this one. That would have been too strange for words otherwise. This is organ. Organ. Do you hear that whooshing noise? That whooshing noise is the River Fleet. Here's its pulpit. Finely carved. As you can see, it has a beautiful ceiling as well. The altar. This was my very first church I did at Christmas when I started the page in 2021. Really, really is a beautiful church, this one, with some lovely stained glass as well. Stephen Langton. And here is one of its most decorative areas. Inside there is more stained glass, but I don't think that bit's ever open, because it usually was locked, I believe. Yeah. But there is stained glass in there. I'll zoom in so you can see it. That's it. That's beautiful, isn't it? Very orthodox in style. That was my bag nearly knocking the lectern over. Thank goodness this didn't happen. They contain holy water. Mr. Giles Campion, who died the 8th of June, 1697, age 50. That's just one of them. Whether this is a font for the christening of Orthodox children, I do not know. Cuthbertus. Etherstone Gent. Died in 1615, aged 78. The rest is in Latin, I have no idea. In 1622, in 1622, near to the body of Cuthbert Featherston, that's his name, was buried his beloved wife, Catherine Featherston, aged 85, who, as they lived piously in wedlock more than 40 years, so at their death desired to be interred together, not doubting through Christ's merits that the general resurrection to rise together and forever to live together. Oh, it's romantic. So Cuthbert Featherston. The mosaic floors are lovely in here as well. John Charlton Warner, an SCE of this parish. Born 7th of December 1816, died 17th of July 1890. Interred at Brompton Cemetery. Elected vestryman in 1865, guardian in 1879, church warden in 1874 to 5, overseer 1869 to 70. Metropolitan Asylums Board, 1880. Master of the Worshipful Company of Bakers of the City of London, 1884. This tablet was erected by his colleagues as a mark of their respect and esteem. Here you've one of the medieval ones here. That'll be completely in Latin, so I don't know what it will say. This is organ and organ loft up there. Hope you all enjoyed this one, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. Now for some historical images. Hello ladies and gents, and it's me again, and going around taking my pictures of memorials for the page. Edward James Uriel. We go to this stone here, which gives us much more detail. It's quite tragic actually. To the memory of Edward James Uriel, late student of King's College, London, the tenderly beloved and only child of the Reverend Edward Uriel, Master of Arts, rector of this parish, and of Georgina his wife. He was drowned in the Rhone at Geneva on the morning of the 10th of August 1847, having just completed his 17th year. His remains are interred in the burial ground of that city, awaiting the resurrection of the just. Bright, loving and dutiful, in simplicity and goodly sincerity, by the grace of God, he had conversation in the world. The Lord gave and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and the God of all comfort, who comforteth us in all our trouble and tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted by God. So that's Edward James Uriel, who drowned in Geneva. Christ, well, it's an interesting piece of history, but a tragic one. Anyway, as I said, hope you've all found this interesting, and I'll end us off with something a bit more cheerful. So thanks for watching, and now for the historical images.
And our first three historical images show the original St Dunstan's Church. This one, the original, published in 1661 and then republished again in old London churches in the late 18th, early 19th century. And that's the image that we see here. 1814, the old church once again, and notice all the little booths and shops along its side. A busy Fleet Street. Our last historical image of the old church, which shows the clock prominently, and once again a busy Fleet Street. The very year that the new church, the one that we know today, was constructed and finished and opened, 1832. So this would have been brand new at the time, and a busy Fleet Street once again. 10 years later, 1842, lovely little portrait this one. Mid-19th century with this image. And last but not least, early 20th century, a busy Fleet Street with motorised transport this time, but once again showing the spire of the church prominently. Hope you all enjoyed the tour. Thanks for watching.